Welcome to my class. I shall be looking at calculation on speed and velocity. So if you remember, we said that s, that's speed, is equal to distance all over time. And we also said this formula is the same thing as v is equal to s all over t. Now, the one you use is dependent on your preference. Let's say, for example, you like the first one, then you should be consistent with using it. If you like using the second one, you should also be consistent with using it. We find out that in physics, that the second one is much more preferred than the first one. Well, for those in the younger grade, they use the first one. So for the question that we asked, we saw that the speed is unknown, but the distance is 3,000 meters. And so we will say speed v is equal to distance 3,000 divided by time, which is 60. If you have a relationship like this, you can just let this last zero cancel the last zero. If you use a calculator to do 300 divided by 6, you will get 50 meters per second. Well, if you just use your brain to figure it out, you will also get the same result. So we write 50 meters per second. If you don't want to write the m per x this way, you might as well write 50 ms raised to power minus 1. Simple, right? I will see you in the next exam. Thank you. Example 2. Find the time taken by a bus to travel a distance of 5,000 meters at a crazy speed of 7,000 meters per second. I must confess that the example is crazy because to steal a bus to travel at that speed, we will actually need to travel all around the world. And it's gonna be a long trip. Again, we shall be using the formula v is equal to s over t. Now, according to the question, the velocity is 77,000 meters per second and the distance is 5,000. That leaves us with t. Actually, when I see questions like this, what I do is I do a swap to make t the Chobel formula. So I will just take t to this position of 7,000 and I will take 7,000 to the position of t. What that means is to get my t becomes 5,000 divided by 7,000. Okay, so 0 will slash out 0, 0 will slash out 0, 0 will slash out 0, then t is 5 divided by 7 seconds. Well, you can write that in decimal. In decimal, I think that should be 0.71, approximately 0.71 seconds. It means I will have to blink, before I blink my eye 3 times, the car would have traveled 7,000 meters per second. It is important to note that speed or velocity can be in kilometers per hour. It can be miles per hour in an European nation, as the case may be. Just know how to convert from one form to another. Example 3. If the distance traveled by a car is 10,000 meters in 2 hours, find the speed in number 1, meters per second, number 2, kilometers per hour. To find the speed in meters per second, we will still be using the formula, but this time the distance will be in meters and the time in seconds. Now, it happened that the distance is 10,000 meters, so 10,000 divided by time. But our time is in hours, so we have to convert hours to seconds. Now, don't forget that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 2 hours will be 2 times 60 minutes. Now, to convert minutes to seconds, I will still have to multiply by 60. So 2 hours in seconds will be 2 times 60 times 60. The last zero will cancel this other zero, and this zero will cancel this zero. So I have 100 divided by 2 times 6 times 6. It happened that 2 is a factor of itself and 100. So the number of 2 in itself is 1, and the number of 2 in 100 is 50. So currently we have 50 divided by 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36, so our speed is 50 divided by 36. I would love that you attempt this yourself in 4 seconds, and we'll see if you get the answer right. The answer is approximately 1.4 meters per second. To get our answer in kilometers per hour, change the distance in meters to kilometers and the time in hours. So 10,000 meters becomes 10 kilometers. And since the time is in hours already, we'll divide the 10 kilometers by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so the final answer will be 5 kilometers per hour. In my next video, I shall be looking at equations of uniformly accelerated motion, and I will be giving tips to solving questions on them. Thank you very much. I love you guys. Thank you.